Today you're going to work on Midsegment and Centroid. These are super easy little things to do. A little bit of today will fold over into the stuff that we did yesterday as well. So we're going to start first with these triangles. It says in each triangle, M, N, and P are the midpoints of the sides. Name a segment parallel. So remember that parallel means that they never cross. So you want to find two lines that do not cross. All right. So if we look at question 1, it asked about GE. So I'm going to highlight GE. And the only line on here that will not cross is going to be this one, NM. So really quick and easy. You can either label it NM or MN. Both are exactly the same. So it's whichever one you want to use. All right, so we're going to look at the next one. It asked about WX. So I'm going to highlight WX for you. The only line that looks exactly like WX or will not touch it is going to be MP. And again, you can do MP or PM. Does not matter the order. Yes, it's that simple. Just keep working them out just like that. Okay, now look at this one. It says find the missing length indicated. These lines, so this one, IJ, and this one, DE, are called midsegments. And they're called that because they're in the middle of the triangle. And they are half of the base. And the way that I say base is it's going to be half of the line that it's parallel to. So half of the parallel line. And I'll explain that in just a minute. So that's just a blah formula for it. Okay. So when we look at number 3, what this says is this mid segment, it's in the middle, so it's halfway, is also going to be half the length. So we're going to multiply it by 2. So again, 4 times 2 equals 8. Now, if they give you the longer side to get the mid segment, you just divide by 2. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. That's it. Okay, so if we look at the next one, these just turn your triangle a little bit. You're looking at these two parallel sides. If you want a definition or a formula, 2 times the little or the short equals the big or the long. If you want to do 2 times the short equals the long, that is fine as well. So there's your little formula for it if you need it. So your shorter one is going to be this x plus 14. So you're going to do 2 times x plus 14. And your long one is 21 plus x. Distribute your 2. You get 2x plus 28 equals 21 plus x. You're going to subtract your x, and you get x plus 28 equals 21. And then we're going to subtract 28. We get x equals -7. This one asks you to solve for x, so we're good at -7. We're done. I'm going to highlight one more, and then after this, I'm going to stop the highlighting. So your 2 parallel lines look like this. You're going to do 2 times your short. So your short is the x plus 20 equals your long, which is x plus 28. And remember, like on the last one, we got a negative number, and that's okay. We just can't get a negative value. Like if we plug this back in, we can't have a negative length, but this is just x. It's not the actual value. All right. Distribute your 2. We get 2x plus 40 equals x plus 28. We're going to subtract our x, and we get x plus 40 equals 28. And then we're going to subtract 40. And we get x equals -12. We were trying to find x. So we're done with that problem. Give you a minute to copy it down, and when you're finished, just flip your paper. Almost the entire rest of the packet is like this. So we're pretty much doing the same thing over and over again. Make sure you're taking these notes. Remember, you're getting a grade for these notes. So your formula again is 2 times the short equals the long. So in this one on number 7, you're going to do 2 times your short is 2x minus 17 equals your long is 2x minus 14. We're going to distribute and get 4x minus 34 equals 2x minus 14. We're going to subtract 2x and we get 2x minus 34 equals -14. We're going to add 34 and get 2x equals 20 and divide by 2 and we get x equals 10. Again, we were just looking for x, so we're done with that problem. Number 8, 2 times the short equals the long. Short, long. Distribute your 2. 2x plus 36 equals x plus 27. Subtract your x. You get x plus 36 equals 27. Subtract 36 and you get x equals -. There are 3 more exactly like this where we're just solving for x. And then on the next little section, it asks you to actually plug in those values. So we're actually going to find the length of a line. So same thing on the next one. 2 times the short equals the long. Distribute your 2. -30 plus 4x equals -8 plus 2x. We're going to subtract our 2x. We get -30 plus 2x equals -8. Add your 30. You get 2x equals 22. Divide by 2. And x equals 11. Again, same thing for 10 and 11. We're going to do the same process. 2 times the short, this one's a little bit shorter numbers, equals the long. I'm going to distribute. We get 2x minus 6 equals x plus 6. We're going to subtract x. We get x minus 6 equals 6. Add your 6 to both sides. And we get x equals 12. Number 11. 2 times the short equals the long. Distribute your 2. 2x plus 36 equals x plus 24. You're going to subtract your x. You get x plus 36 equals 24. Subtract your 36. And you get x equals -12. Now, like I told you, the next section up until 18. Once we get past 18, it's going to be a little different, but it's just plugging in the value. So now we're trying to find the actual value of dB. We're not just finding X, but you do the same process. 2 times the short equals the long. We're going to distribute 2x plus 38 equals x plus 29. We're going to subtract x. We get x plus 38 equals 29. And then we're going to subtract 38. We get that x equals -9, but again, it didn't ask us for x, it asked us for dB. So if we look, this is dB. So x plus 29. We had x was -9 plus 29 is 20. Number 13 is the exact same way. 2 times your short equals your long. We're going to distribute the 2x plus 22 equals x plus 16. Subtract x. We get x plus 22 equals 16. Subtract your 22. And you get x equals -6. It didn't ask for x, it asked for dB. So again, dB is right here. So we're going to bring down this x plus 16. We know that x is -6. So -6 plus 16 is 10. Give you a second to copy, and then we're going to flip our page. Same thing, find EG. 2 times the short, so 2x plus 29 equals your long, which is x plus 28. Distribute your 2, so we get 4x plus 58 equals x plus 28. Subtract your x. Again, these are all the same steps. So we get 3x plus 58 equals 28. Subtract 58. We get 3x equals -30. We're going to divide by 3, and x equals -10. But remember, we're not looking for x. This time we're looking for EG. That's this one. So the x plus 28. Our x is -10 plus 28, which gives us 18. 15. 2 times the short equals the long. Distribute. I get 2x plus 36 equals x plus 27. We're going to subtract our x. We get x plus 36 equals 27. And then we're going to subtract 36. This gives us that x equals -9. Again, not trying to find x. This time we're trying to find RP. RP is this one. So I'm going to bring it down here. X plus 27. Our x was -9. When we add those up, we get a +18. When you're finding actual measures like EG, RP, not just X, EG, RP, all of these should be positive numbers. So you should not get a negative. If you get a negative, then you know you did something wrong. 16, 2 times the short, 2 times x plus 16 equals x plus 24. We're going to distribute. We get 2x plus 32 equals x plus 24. Subtract your x, you get x plus 32 equals 24. Subtract your 32, and you get -8. It didn't ask for x, it asked for ki. So here's ki. I'm going to pull it over here. It was x plus 24. Our x is -8 plus 24, which gives us 16. Two more just like this. Two more just like this. So on 17, 2 times your short equals your long. Distribute. 2x plus 28 equals x plus 16. We're going to subtract our x. We get x plus 28 equals 16. We're going to subtract 28. And we get x equals -12. Again, not looking for x. We're looking for CA. This one is CA. We know that x is -12 plus 16 is 4. Your next one, same exact thing. 2 times your short is x plus 16 equals your long, x plus 26. Distribute your 2x plus 32 equals x plus 26. You're going to subtract x. You get x plus 32 equals 26. Subtract your 32. And you get x equals -6. It didn't ask for x. It asked for WV. So we bring that down, x plus 16. X was -6 plus 16 is 10. All right. Number 19 and 20, because they're graphed, they're a little bit easier. So the centroid is the intersection of the medians. And we talked about medians yesterday, and remember medians split sides in half. So if we're talking about WY, the reason I'm using WY is because it's easy. You can see that it's 2 and 2. So halfway would be right there. And then you connect it to the opposite angle. So it looks like this. I'll try to make it as perfect as possible. I just lost my paper right there. So it looks like this. And then you would do the same from anywhere else. So you try to find that middle point, and there's a better way to do this, but I want to show you anyway. You try to find the middle point on the other side, connect it, and it's where all of your medians intersect. And you can see that this one is going to be perfectly right here at -4, -4. So your coordinate is -4, -4. But I want to show you a better way to do that. And actually your formula for centroid, it's the midpoint of all the medians. So this is exactly how you do it. X1 plus X2 plus X3 divided by 3. And then Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 divided by 3. So there's your formula. So take all of your X coordinates, add them up, and divide them by 3. Then take all your Y coordinates, add them up, and divide by 3. So I'm going to show you. I already showed you how to get it by graphing. It's a little bit harder when you get something a little bit bigger, more complicated, or maybe it doesn't have a straight line here. So one that's like perfectly on there. So what you're going to do is look at your coordinates. So on the very first one, I'm going to try to do these in kind of a different color so you can see. I hope it shows up. So your coordinate for X is -2, 0. Your coordinate for Y is -3, -6. And your coordinate for W is -7, -6. So it didn't really show up in a different color, but you want to take all of your X coordinates. So your -2, your -7, and your -3. -2 plus -7 plus -3. And then we'll divide them by 3. We'll come back to that in a second. Then you're going to take all your Y's. So 0, a -6, and a -6, and divide it by 3. When we add these up, -2 plus -7 is -9, plus -3 is -12 divided by 3. -12 divided by 3 is -4. Notice we already had that. -6 plus -6 plus 0 is -12 divided by 3 is -4. So I'm not going to draw on 20. I'm just going to show you the coordinates. And then on the next ones, you just have the coordinates anyway. You don't have the graph. So your coordinate for C, I didn't go over any. I went up 3 because it's on the y-axis. B is -7, +3. And then A is -5, -3. Add all of your X's, so -7 plus 0 plus -5 divided by 3. I get -12 divided by 3 or -4. So my X coordinate is -4. Then do all of your Y's. 3 plus 3 plus -3 divided by 3. 3 plus 3 is 6 plus -3 is 3. Divided by 3 is 1. So again, add all your X's and then add all your Y's. So the only difference in these two and the ones on the back that we're about to do is that these you would have to find your coordinates first. So I had to find all my coordinates. And on the next ones, they give you all the coordinates. Okay, so I'll show you that one. So we'll do all the X's added together first. And then we'll do all the Y's added together. So all of your X's are 2 plus 7 plus 0. We're going to divide that by 3. All of your Y's are 3 plus 3 plus 0. We're going to divide that by 3. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 0 is still 9 divided by 3. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 0 is 6 divided by 3. And then when we simplify that, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So your centroid is 3, 2. Same thing on the next one. We're going to add all our X's. Then we're going to add all our Y's. We're going to divide them by 3. So for the first one, -10 plus 1 plus 0 over 3. And then all your Y's, 0 plus 0 plus -3 over 3. -10 plus 1 is -9 over 3 because I have a 0 after that. 0 plus 0 plus -3 is -3 over 3, which gives me the coordinate. -9 divided by 3 is -3, and -3 over 3 is -1. If you need to use your calculator for that, you can do that as well. And that's it. So there's how you find your centroid. Now, 23 through 30 is just a review of what we did yesterday. So I'm going to go over a few of those. Remember our formula when we have these medians? The long part equals 2/3 of the whole line. The long part on the inside equals 2/3 the whole. And again, we did this yesterday. So the first one gives you JR. JR is the full length. But the problem is it gives you BR. BR is the short part. So remember, if we have the short parts and we want to find the long part, we subtract them. So take the big part, 7 plus 4x the full, and we're going to subtract the little part, 2x minus 1. We have 7 plus 4x. Distribute your negative, so minus 2x plus 1. And then we add like terms, we get 2x plus 8. This is the long part. So our formula says the long part equals, so the long part, 2x plus 8 equals 2/3 times the whole. So the whole JR is 7 plus 4x. Remember what we did yesterday. We don't like the divide 3. So we're going to multiply this side by 3 to cancel that out. When we distribute, we get 6x plus 24. Distribute your 2, you get 14 plus 8x. We're just trying to find x. So on the first 4, we're finding x. On the last 4, we're actually having to plug back in. So these are a little bit simpler than the last ones. Subtract 6x. We get 24 equals 14 plus 2x. Subtract your 14. You get 10 equals 2x. And then we divide by 2 and we get that x is 5. We were looking for x, so we're done with the problem. Look at your next one. They give you FS, which is the long part. SU would be the little part. And they give you the little part. So to get the full length, I'm going to add the long part and the short part to get the whole. X plus 2x is 3x. 2 minus 8 is negative 6. And this is the whole length of the line. We'll do the long part. Remember the long part was FS. So our formula says the long equals 2/3 of the whole. And we found out the whole is 3x minus 6. We don't like the divide 3. So we're going to multiply 3 to get rid of this bad boy. Distribute. I get 3x plus 6 equals, distribute your 2, 6x minus 12. Subtract your 3x. I get 6 equals 3x minus 12. Add your 12. I get 18 equals 3x. And then divide by 3 to get that x equals 6. And I know I'm moving pretty quick on the solving, but you should know how to do the solving from now. The setup is the hard part. The solving is the same thing over and over and over again. So 25 and 26, we're going to find x on those as well. They give us KM. KM is the long part. And they give us KB, which is the full. So on this one, we don't have to do any crazy work like we did here and here. We're just going to do the long part. So 4x plus 4 equals 2/3 of the whole, which is 8x minus 4. We don't like the divide 3, so we're going to multiply 3 to get rid of it. When we distribute, we get 12x plus 12 equals, distribute over here, 16x minus 8. We're going to subtract our 12x. Remember, I always move the littlest x. You can choose to do it a different way. That's fine. we get 12 equals 4x minus 8. We're going to add 8. And we get 20 equals 4x. So we'll divide by 4. And we were trying to find x. So x equals 5. The next one, they give you my, which is the long part, and ys, which is the little part. I need the full length. So how do I get the full length? I add both parts together. So the full length is going to be 7x plus 4, or the whole. The long part on this segment is my. So long part equals 2/3 times the whole. We're going to multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of this thing down here and distribute. So we get 15x plus 6 equals 14x plus 8. I'm going to subtract my 14x. And I get x plus 6 equals 8. Subtract my 6 and I get x equals 2. All right. There's no difference in 27 through 30. We're just trying to find the actual measure. So again, we're plugging in for x. So on the first one, it gives you UF, which is the long, and it gives you FI, which is the short. So I need the whole line. So I'm going to add them up. So if I need the whole, I'm going to add. I get 4x minus 6. All right. So the long part is UF is 2/3, and we found out that the whole was 4x minus 6. Again, this was the whole. How did we get the whole? We added them together. Multiply both sides by 3, which will get rid of that on that side. Distribute, I get 6x plus 6 equals 8x minus 12. Move your 6x, I'm going to subtract 6x. I get 6 equals 2x minus 12. Add 12. I get 18 equals 2x. Divide by 2. And I get x equals 9, but we're not trying to find x, we're trying to find UF. UF is right here. It said it was 2x plus 2. I know that x was 9. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 2 is 20. 28 is the same way. AV is the full line. So the full line or the whole is x minus 8. RV is the short part. To get the long part, I'm going to do my whole minus, make sure you use parentheses because it's minus, my short. So that means 8 minus x plus 10 minus x. The good thing about this, your x's cancel out and you're just left with 2. And this is your long part. So your long part is 2 equals 2/3 times your whole was AV, or x minus 8. Work it the same way, even though it doesn't have the x over here, gonna work the same way. I need to get rid of that divide 3. So I'm gonna multiply 3. And I get 6 equals, distribute the 2. 2x minus 16. We're gonna add 16 to both sides. We get 22 equals 2x. We're going to divide by 2 and we get x equals 11. But it didn't want x, it wanted AV. AV is x minus 8. Our x was 11 minus 8 is 3. Mm-hmm. 29. It wants you to find BH. But it gives you TB and BH. it does not give you the full TH. So remember, to find the whole, you add the long and the short to get 4x minus 2. So remember our formula, the long, which is TB, is 3x minus 4 equals 2/3, and we found the whole by adding them up, 4x minus 2. Multiply both sides by 3 to cancel out this 3, and we're going to distribute. So we get 9x minus 12 equals 8x minus 4. Subtract 8x. I get x minus 12 equals -4. We're going to add 12. And we get that x equals 8. It asks us to find BH. Over here it said BH is x plus 2. So I'm going to do 8 plus 2, which is 10. One more. It tells us that JQ, that's the whole, is x. AQ is the little one. So to get the big one, I'm going to take the whole minus the little one. Distribute that negative out. X minus x plus 4. Your x's will cancel out, and you're just left with 4. So our long part is 4 equals 2/3 times the whole JQ is x. Do like we've been doing. Multiply this side by 3 to cancel this out. We get 12 equals 2x. Divide by 2. And x equals 6. But it didn't want x, it wanted JQ. But if you look, JQ is x. So our answer is 6. Now that you finish your notes, you want to take your quiz and do your homework that's on Canvas. Please make sure you're putting your quizzes into Canvas.